So Group A is done and Apex Nemesis are done, but there are all sorts of possibilities here in Group B because the final group stage game sees Kunoichi, who saw off Anarchy 2-1, taking on Kimeo Volt, the French national champions, who lost to Anarchy 2-1, and that leaves the incredible possibility, Joey, a 2-1 win for Kimeo in this one here means they are level on points, all three teams. They cannot be separated on respective results. They cannot be separated on evasion difference or evasion scored. And that means it would go to a three-way rock, paper, scissors. It is not the way we want groups decided, but at the same time it kind of is because it would be fun to watch.
It would definitely be hype, I can tell you that much.
Well, this is the Kimeo team, the French national champions, making a dramatique entrance onto the quad for what they hope will be a next step towards world title glory. But they are going to have to bounce back from that opening defeat to Anarchy. And you can see a very, very serious look on the face of Andrea Kenny. In fact, on most of them. They are an intense team. However, it will be Chivi, Viviana Silva, known as Chivi, who starts as the evader.
Versus Kimeo Volt, chase 1. Kimeo
Domino
Volt evading.
On the chaser's plate for Kunoichi. And it's that start in the center of the quad that we've seen Leia Marionette use. Maybe it's a French thing that they've been working on. There's a reach around from Domino, the tilted cube, and she gets her, and she gets her quick.
Domino just blazing into the tilted cube, straight in, straight out, quick tag. Now, when you get a quick tag like this, you know you're kind of expected to at least go far in the evasion, and that's where the nerves can build. If Domino can stay calm here, that's going to be the most important thing.
Well, this is an interesting matchup. Ava, one of the taller athletes, that gives you that ability to reach through bars, gives you that reach. So can Domino stay out of her way? You can see her hop over the tilted cube as if it was nothing, and there is a slide through, and the tag was made there.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure what she took.
It was right on the hand. Domino was holding that hand to quickly pivot around when the dive came through, but a really good recognition of that from Ava, and she reached straight for the hand.
In comes Caitlin. Number 12, the Floridian, weaving her hair
Chase
like
3,
a mongoose
Kimeo
staring
Volt
at a snake.
evading. 0-all.
Athletes ready!
And off she goes, starting down low. Ava reaches to the ridge, reaches back, thinks about the ridge again, then goes under the mountain. She's gone under it despite her height. Not easy, but done with elegance. And under the sisters again. And Caitlin going up high, trying to cut her off, and she's not quick enough on that front line, but she is quick enough through the loading bay.
Ava with absolutely brilliant movement throughout that entire thing. As we've seen before, when you get over in this loading bay corner, it's almost a death trap, but what she does really well is just sways back and forth, hits him with a little 1-2 punch, a little jab, throws him off, but by the end, Caitlin does what she does best and gets that dive tag.
Chase 4, Kunoichi evading.
Andrea Kenny
0-all.
brought in.
Athletes ready!
She was so devastatingly effective in the French National Championship latter stages. Can she be effective here? Caitlin goes over the mountain and drops down into the tilted cube. Andrea's taken the subterranean route. She takes the low road again. But can she find her way through? Caitlin's pace is keeping her at a distance at the moment. There's only 2-3 seconds left. She's got to make the tag now. She does make the tag now. The lights are green. That changes. The tag was made in the very late stages.
Oh, I was getting a little bit worried. It looked like Andrea was not being decisive enough in her opportunities. There was one miscalculation earlier on by loading bay, followed by just no commitment, no commitment. I got scared there was going to be no commitment till the end, but that was my bad. Andrea knew exactly what she was doing and committed when she needed to.
Evading. 0-all.
Jess Chan, Kunoichi captain, comes in. Andrea Does not get away from Jess, and after 5 chases, it remains level at 0-0. Now, let me tell you, Kimeo have to win by 2 clear points to be guaranteed a spot in the semis. That 2-1 win we spoke about will take it to rock, paper, scissors with all 3 teams. Anything less than that, and Kimeo, the French national champions, will be history. Clemence, who looked like she'd given Kimeo the decisive advantage in their opening game against Anarchy, only to see it ripped from their grasp. Yes, Chan. Moving, shaking, getting tagged.
Great reach there from Clemence. She just gets inside tilted cube, goes for the little gate vault tag. Now there's 2 ways you can do that. You can either put your left hand on the bar and reach with your right hand, or you can put your right hand on the platform and actually go over the top with your left hand. We call that the Ludi back home. If you do that, it's more guaranteed, but the continuation can be a bit harder.
Athletes ready!
Here we go, 7th chase of the potential 16, and Clemence sets out under the mountain. Tag does not come there. Tiana doing good work down low, goes through the ridge. You could see that was crystallizing in her mind when she was the other side of the quad, Joey.
Yes, absolutely. As Clemence was literally in the middle of the front line, Tiana just took her eyes off of her and looked to make that move, because she knew if I step through properly, I either guarantee the tag or I'm chasing you down on the front line, which is exactly what she wanted.
Ava back into action. A reminder, Kimeo need to start getting on the quad as evaders and start getting points, because time is running out to save themselves, and Tiana is scrambling and fumbling, and she did well to keep going, but after that stumble there was no coming back.
Yeah, Tiana felt the pressure from that first very close attempt. Ava luckily recovered quick enough to catch up to Tiana as she was stumbling backwards, gets the tag, and as you said, now Kimeo Volt needs to start putting points on the board, because they must win by 2 points to guarantee moving on.
Now this is interesting. Oran Florinda, who did not take part in the last major tournament for Kunoichi because she was injured in training really badly. She woke up in the ambulance after basically landing on her neck. She's talked about getting her confidence back, but look at the way she's moving here. There doesn't seem to be any confidence. Doing work on the bars as well, but what she hasn't done is fashion an opportunity, and there was one. Then she just got tangled up with her arm, and Ava is off under the ridge. A dive was made, no tag given, evasion given, and Kimeo might be saving themselves. That is 1 point. It is not enough, but they only need 1 more.
Yeah, Kimeo getting themselves on the board. They do need 1 more point. And Ava is looking pretty solid right here. Not too tired. There were a lot of kind of desperate dives that came through there that are relatively easy to sidestep by Ava.
1-0 is not enough for Kimeo Volt. Oh, that's a false start from Jess Chan. My bad, she says. Yeah, she's right, it was.
Follows it up with the patented Jess Chan smile.
Well, look, ultimately she's given an advantage to Ava. It's extra time for her to recover.
You're absolutely right.
Already punished now. Does that prove to be an issue? Ava, around by the loading bay, now under the ridge. She's going back under the ridge again. Jess is just sort of patrolling that line and trying to find a way through, and she can't quite do it at the minute. Ava just keeps going back and forth. She's on tracks, but here comes Jess Chan, and she reaches out once, and with the other hand, I don't know which one made contact. One of them did.
One of them definitely did. Ava just back and forth, ridge to loading bay, ridge to loading bay. Honestly, it was only a matter of time until that didn't work out. Jess Chan knew as long as she kept hurting Ava back towards loading bay, eventually there would be a good opportunity to make a tag.
Right, Marior in here. If Jess Chan put a point on the board for Kunoichi, Kimeo would still need 1 more just to take it to the rock, paper, scissors. They have to win by 2 clear to be guaranteed. If they get to 3 points, they know they're going through. But this is big. This is big. And that is a tag, a vital one, as Mario stops Kunoichi getting on the board. They still lead, but not by enough. 1-0 to Kimeo Volt.
Mario looking so confident right now. Gets the tag, follows up with a little celebration roar, really. Right here, you can see it. She is ready. She loves this pressure.
10 seconds.
Marior, the captain. Can she step up when her team desperately need her? We are in chase 12 of 16, and Kimeo, the French champions, must find another point from somewhere. Move under the mountain. Caitlin scrambling low. She manages to get through the loading bay, but not close enough to make a move. She hops up onto that platform, and was that a wrong move from Marior? No, it turns out she's got away with it. Her speed carried her out of danger. Her speed's carried her to the far corner, and Kimeo might be doing it. The French champions have rallied.
Marior doing so well there. Now, what I've seen so often in the past, it's such a game of chess that a lot of these players are, especially when they're chasing, they're expecting the evader to cut back. Marior just puts on the jets every single time and gets away from those dangerous spots in that last chase.
Tiana comes in, Marior to win this and guarantee Kimeo go on in this tournament. All of a sudden it's Kunoichi who are in danger, but Tiana makes the tag. And now it's Kunoichi who need to get on the board. Because at the moment it's Kimeo Volt and Anarchy who are going through.
Now, if I'm Kunoichi, I am glad to see Tiana out here right now. She has looked like the secret weapon. She's been looking so strong. If anyone can do it, it's her.
Well, Kimeo Volt, the French national champions, were in charge against Anarchy, and they let it slip away. Here, they are making a last-ditch effort, not only to save their status in the tournament, it could preserve their status as the favourites. And there's a dive by Andrea, it doesn't make contact. The refs say no. Tiana by the lazy boy, under the sisters. Andrea, can she find a way to make the tag and seal this? Not there, she can't. 1 second left. That is a point for Kunoichi. It keeps on turning.
I cannot believe this. Kunoichi's getting the point. It looks like Andrea wants to go to DTR.
I'm not sure she's going to be allowed. We will have to see.
She hasn't left the quad, and she has asked for it.
Now this is absolutely enormous. At the moment, it is 2-0 to Kimeo, with Kimeo going through and Kunoichi going out. It was 2-0 with Kimeo going through, Kunoichi going out. Then 2-1 means that Kunoichi, Kimeo, and Anarchy would all have a rock, paper, scissors.
Oh man.
Oh, the permutations. The permutations, the drama.
That would be, I do not want to hear all the drama behind who moves on going to a rock, paper, scissors.
Caitlin Bergstrom Wright is doing the big fish, little fish cardboard box in some kind of a trance to try and summon the gods of the DTR to come to their aid.
Oh man, from this angle
We have
it's
a
so
dive
hard
there.
to see.
Andrea. Now this may tell us.
Andrea
Tiana
did
under
play
the
this.
mountain.
She played it very well, and that was her best opportunity. That was the one she was really looking for. There's so many bars and things in the way, and even a cameraman as the looks of it.
A reminder, the tag has to be obvious, it has to be clear. There can be no sort of, it may have been there. There needs to be evidence that contact was made with the hand on any part of the body. And it's certainly close, Joey, but there's so much riding on this.
Oh man, this one could go either way, and as we've said time and time again, it's not only the chaser's job to get a tag, but to get a clear and obvious tag. The problem here is that angles make it so difficult.
Looking at another angle, they are taking their time because there is so much riding on this. Kunoichi have already had one DTR go against them, but evasion given. The tag is not there. Andrea Kenny is devastated. The evasion has been given. And now that does make it 2-1. At the moment, it's rock, paper, scissors between all these three teams, where two would go to the semis. It is simultaneously the nightmare and the most hilarious scenario from this group.
Athletes ready!
Not sure Ava Yamane is seeing the funny side. Yama gets out of the way of that. She's actually reversed out of that dive, Ava, out of the tilted cue. A stamp around the outside board to try and maintain the speed. And a turnaround from Tiana. What a find she has been for Kunoichi in this tournament so far. Could she win it? Oh! No tag! That's an evasion! It keeps on changing. This is utterly, utterly mad. It's not another DTR. That might be more in desperation. Because what has happened here, one DTR with the evasion given for Kunoichi has meant that Kimeo have gone from being in the semis to now playing rock, paper, scissors. And if this goes against them again, and Ava is pointing at the screen as soon as that showed.
It does look
oh my word, I'm not
tag-worthy
sure.
from here. Although we saw it directly in front of our faces.
It did not look to me in real terms on the screen. It looks different.
In real time, it did not look like a tag, but the screens are showing a tag, in my opinion.
Wow, this is huge. Look, video refereeing. It's a controversial one, but I tell you what, it's dramatic here in every.
Yeah. Glad I just have to talk about it and not actually make the decision.
Ava Yamane, if she made contact, she stops Kunoichi getting a second point, which will mean that Kimeo will be going out. What is the decision? They're
not
still
only that,
looking at it.
But it goes into sudden death, no?
Well, it won't matter because that's not enough. Kimeo need to win outright by 2-1, or they could do 3-2. If this goes sudden death, then Kimeo Vault, they're only playing for pride. Sudden death, they both get 1 point and the winner will get a bonus point, but that would not be enough for Kimeo Vault, who did not pick up any points in their opening game. We are still waiting for the refs. We may be getting a decision in the next few moments. The DTR is concluded. The headphones are off. We have a decision, but what is the decision? Evasion given! Kunoichi doing it again! Kimeo, that is going to be it. It is pretty much that Kunoichi can go and win this game in this final chase. It could go to sudden death, but Kimeo know they are not going to be going to the semi-finals. They are only playing for pride. This is an astonishing end, but it is the end for the French champions. The two major title holders in the women's tournament are being knocked out in the group stages. Astonishing stuff.
Chase
Mario.
16, Kunoichi evading. Match point, Kunoichi.
Are we going to have a sudden death chaser? Can Kunoichi make it 2 wins out of 2? Mario reaches over and makes the tag, and it does mean that after 16 chasers, it is 2-2, and we are going to sudden death. This is all about the French champions on home soil looking to bow out with some pride and leave on a high. Because even if they win this sudden death, they will not be getting out of the group. It is the longest chase wins. Both teams get to evade, or the longest evasion wins. Ideally, you want to go the full 20 seconds, but what's your strategy in this one, Joey? Are you doing this differently from a normal chase in a match?
Oh man, that is the age-old question right now. Do you play it normally? Do you stay calm during your approach? Because if you go for an early dive tag, if you pull the trigger that early, that means you're guaranteeing them about a 10-second evade, if nothing else. Or you can stalk them, you can take your time and try to force an error, in which case it may take more time to get the tag, but at least you're guaranteeing something instead of just diving for one and hoping.
Well, this is astonishing stuff. We've got Caitlin, who's down there in the Kunoichi team. Caitlin, you are through. You are topping the group no matter what happens here.
Let's go! I am so excited!
How are you feeling at 2-0 down? At that point, you're going out.
Oh my gosh, it's like my heart can't stop beating. It's kind of crazy. I mean, we worked so hard. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so glad that my team was able to pull through, and Diana got those evasions.
Did you even know that when you were 2-0 down, that would have been you knocked out at the bottom? Were you aware of that?
I had exactly no idea. Our coach keeps track of that, so I come over and I'm like, wait, is it game point? I had no clue. I didn't even know we were at sudden death. So I am so excited.
So Cozy didn't tell you, probably for your own good. It's all worked out rather well for Kunoichi, but can you get the sudden death win? Who's going in for you? What's your plan?
Oh, well, we have two of the freshest people. See, I hit my head really hard, so it's supposed to be me, but I am like, I have to be honest, you know? So we have two powerhouses. We have Jess and Amy. Don't tell them, but I think they got it in the bag, you know? We're gonna, never mind, they tricked me. We have our
Hey, maybe that head injury was worse than we thought. Caitlin, thank you very much. We are getting into sudden death, and it is Haran who is coming in for Kunoichi. Marior is going to stay on. Now, Oran is going to try and last as long as she can.
She is the most fresh, so.
She is the most fresh. She's back in action after that horrible injury, the last major tournament Kunoichi competed in. It is brilliant to see her back on the quad. You'll be seeing more of her. But Marior, all of this counts. All of these seconds count. And there's a hop through the mountain, but Marior makes a dive, and it's a tag at 11.3 seconds. We will double check that, but that's par for the course, Joe?
I would say par for the course. Definitely, it's great. It's a tag. It is a tag, and it's not a late tag. You have to be happy with that. Marior played that very, very well. She did not rush into things, possibly making a mistake, possibly piling on that pressure. She played it very calm, and as soon as the run under the mountain came, that's when you can commit to the full dive, knowing for a fact you're close enough for the tag.
Well, Jess Chan on the chaser's plate, and it is Clemence Benoit with Kimeo Volt looking to at least walk away with some points on the board, because Apex Nemesis, the Pan American champions, couldn't do that. They lost both their games to 0. It has not been like that from Kimeo Volt. In fact, they have led in both games, let those leads slip late on in both games. You could argue they have thrown this away. They will not be world champions, but can they walk away with a sudden death win here? Big smile on Jess Chan's face. There isn't one on Clemence Benoit's face. Clemence setting off around the front line, nearly loses her footing, but she managed to maintain it. Moves up over the sisters, and Jess goes out the quad, but the tag has already been made. The tag has been made. What was the time? What was the time? 11.3 is the time to beat.
I don't know, but Jess Chan committed so hard, she flew about 15 feet out of the quad. It was tag or lose.
They are celebrating anyway. What is the time? We need to know if Kunoichi have picked up the sudden death win to put the icing on the cake. They are already celebrating. They know they will top the group.
Now, I will say I feel so bad for Kimeo Volt. They played so well and showed that they are truly capable of being a world champion. Just got a little bit unlucky. Maybe the nerves got to them and ended up throwing it away towards the end of all of their matches.
Kimeo Volt, the French champions, were 1-0 up going into chase number 14 in their opening game and lost 2-1. They were 2-0 up going into chase 14 in their second game, and it only finished 2-2. They are done. Greg Ball is with the victorious, table-topping Kunoichi team on the quad.
What a wild matchup we just saw there. You went from 2-0 down to getting yourselves a spot in the semi-final, and it's thanks to the team, but mainly thanks to you over here. Yeah? Tell me, how did it feel when you got those evasions and you secured your spot in the semi-final?
It felt amazing. I mean, just the team camaraderie is what makes it. It's not me, it's having them behind me and like giving me that extra boost. Like, I wouldn't be here without all their teaching and my coaches back home, so just grateful for my family and friends just always supporting. So.
Amazing. And Jess, you stand by the always having fun and having a good time?
Yeah! Whoever has the most fun wins.
I think that's all that needs to be said. One more thing.
Yana joined our team like less than a month ago.
I mean, that speaks volumes when it comes to the America versus France debate, that does, but thank you very much.